Have you ever wondered what made Napoleon Bonaparte one of the greatest military strategists in history? A question that has intrigued historians and military enthusiasts for centuries. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man whose name is synonymous with military genius, a man who rose from the obscurity of Corsica to command the armies of France and conquer vast swaths of Europe. Napoleon's early life was far from extraordinary. Born in Corsica in 1769, he was the second of 8 children. His family, of minor noble Italian heritage, was not wealthy, but they had enough to send him to school in mainland France. It was there that he developed an interest in military tactics, and this interest would shape the course of his life, and indeed, the course of history. His rise to power was as swift as it was unexpected. At the age of just 24, he was appointed commander of the French army in Italy. It was a position of immense responsibility, and one that would test his strategic mettle to the fullest. But Napoleon was not a man to be daunted by a challenge. He took to his role with an energy and a flair that was nothing short of astonishing. But what set Napoleon apart was not his rapid rise to power, nor his audacious battlefield maneuvers. It was his ability to think differently, to see the battlefield in ways that others did not. His tactics were a mystery, a riddle that his adversaries struggled to solve. He was a master of deception, of misdirection, of turning the tide of battle in an instant. His strategies were unconventional, unpredictable, and undeniably effective. And yet, for all their brilliance, Napoleon's tactics remain an enigma. They are a puzzle that has yet to be fully solved, a mystery that continues to captivate us to this day. What was it that made him such a formidable commander? What was the secret to his success on the battlefield? Let us delve into the chronicles of history to unravel the secrets of Bonaparte's battlefield prowess. The Siege of Toulon, a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of Napoleon's illustrious military career. In 1793, France was embroiled in the throes of the French Revolution. Toulon, a strategic port city, had declared for the Royalists and invited the British Navy for protection. Recognizing the importance of recapturing the city, the revolutionary government sent a young artillery officer, Napoleon Bonaparte, to the scene. With a keen eye for terrain and a deep understanding of artillery warfare, Napoleon proposed a unique strategy. Instead of a direct assault, he suggested laying siege to the city and targeting the British ships in the harbor. His plan was executed meticulously, forcing the British to evacuate and the city to surrender. This victory was not just a strategic win for the revolutionaries, but also a personal triumph for Napoleon. His innovative tactics and decisive leadership had earned him recognition and respect. This first taste of victory set the stage for Napoleon's military ascendancy. The Battle of Austerlitz, a testament to Napoleon's tactical brilliance. This encounter, often hailed as the greatest victory achieved by Napoleon, was a showcase of his strategic acumen and his ability to outthink his adversaries. It was December 2, 1805, on the fields of Austerlitz, where Napoleon's genius was on full display. Napoleon's forces were heavily outnumbered, facing a combined Russian and Austrian army that held a significant numerical advantage. However, Napoleon devised a cunning plan, a masterstroke that would turn the tide of the battle and carve his name into the annals of history. He intentionally weakened his right flank, creating an illusion of vulnerability. This strategic feint was a calculated move, designed to lure the enemy into a trap. The coalition forces, seeing an opportunity to crush Napoleon's army, took the bait and launched a massive assault on the seemingly weak right flank. While the coalition forces were preoccupied, Napoleon executed his grand maneuver. He swiftly shifted his reserves and launched a ferocious counterattack on the enemy's center, splitting the coalition forces into two. This move, now known as the central attack, was a stroke of genius that turned the tables on the enemy. But Napoleon's masterstroke was not done. As the coalition forces reeled from the unexpected assault, Napoleon ordered his left flank to sweep around and attack the enemy's right flank, encircling them. This maneuver, known as the envelopment, trapped the coalition forces, sealing their fate. The Battle of Austerlitz was a decisive victory for Napoleon. His strategic maneuvers, his ability to exploit the enemy's weaknesses, and his audacious use of deception, all combined to create a masterstroke that left the coalition forces in disarray and panic. Indeed, the Battle of Austerlitz was a testament to Napoleon's military prowess. His tactical brilliance, his ability to think on his feet, and his audaciousness in the face of overwhelming odds, all played a part in this legendary victory. Austerlitz was a masterstroke that further cemented Napoleon's status as a military genius. Double the battle, double the triumph. the Battle of Jena-Auerstedt. A pivotal moment in the Napoleonic Wars, this duel of conflicts unfolded on the same day, October 14, 1806, across two separate battlefields. Napoleon Bonaparte, in a dazzling display of strategic acumen, split his Grande Armée, commanding one section himself at Jena, while Marshal Davout commanded the other at Auerstedt. Napoleon's tactical genius lay in his ability to swiftly maneuver his forces, exploiting the enemy's weaknesses. At Jena, the French forces overwhelmed the Prussian army, forcing a disorganized retreat. Simultaneously, at Auerstedt, Davout's outnumbered corps held the line against a larger Prussian force, securing a second victory. The Battle of Jena-Auerstedt was a testament to Napoleon's innovative approach to warfare. He demonstrated the power of mobility, coordination, and the effective use of smaller, flexible units within a larger force. Jena-Auerstedt showcased Napoleon's ability to effectively command and coordinate on multiple fronts. The Battle of Wagram, a victory bought with blood and iron. This was not a battle won by grand strategies or masterful deceptions. It was a victory earned through sheer will, determination, and the unwillingness to accept defeat, no matter the cost. In the sweltering summer of 1809, the fields of Wagram bore witness to the largest battle of the Napoleonic Wars. Over 300,000 soldiers clashed in a brutal two-day struggle that would see no quarter given and none asked. The air was filled with the deafening roars of cannons, the piercing cries of the fallen, and the iron will of one man, Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's genius lay not just in his tactical acumen, but also in his ability to inspire his men to fight against overwhelming odds. Even as the Austrian forces, led by Archduke Charles, threatened to break the French lines, Napoleon's unyielding spirit held them together. He was a beacon amidst the chaos, a rallying point for his beleaguered troops. He understood that victory in this battle was not about outmaneuvering the enemy, but about outlasting them. It was about resilience in the face of adversity, about standing firm when all around you is in turmoil. It was about the willingness to shed blood, to endure pain, and to stare death in the face, all for the sake of victory. And so the French held on, their lines bending but not breaking under the relentless Austrian assault. They fought with a ferocity born out of desperation, each man knowing that their survival depended not on their individual strength, but on their collective resolve. And when the smoke cleared, it was the French who stood victorious on the blood-soaked fields of Wagram. Yet this victory came at a heavy cost. Tens of thousands of men lay dead or wounded, a grim testament to the brutal nature of the battle. But amid the carnage, there was also a sense of triumph, for in their bloody victory, the French had demonstrated the strength of their spirit, the depth of their resolve, and the power of their leader. Wagram was a bloody testament to Napoleon's indomitable spirit and relentless pursuit of victory. Waterloo, where the sun set on Napoleon's military career, a place that echoes with the thunder of cannons and the cries of fallen soldiers. It was here, on the 18th of June 1815, that Napoleon Bonaparte, the once invincible conqueror and master tactician, met his final defeat. What led to this fateful day? The answer lies not only in the battlefield but also in the intricate web of political and personal decisions that shaped Napoleon's destiny. Firstly, the coalition of European powers was a formidable force. United in their determination to end Napoleon's reign, countries like Britain, Prussia, Austria, and Russia pooled their resources and military might. They were driven by the shared goal of restoring balance in Europe, a balance disrupted by Napoleon's ambitious expansionist policies. Secondly, we cannot ignore the role of Napoleon's personal health. On the day of the battle, he was suffering from a painful and debilitating illness. This severely affected his ability to command and make strategic decisions on the battlefield. His usually sharp mind was clouded, his energy sapped. Lastly, the weather played a decisive role. The rain-soaked fields of Waterloo slowed down the French artillery and cavalry, negating Napoleon's usually swift and decisive attack strategy. The muddy terrain became a treacherous enemy, hampering the movements of Napoleon's Grande Armée. Despite these challenges, Napoleon fought with the fierce determination and strategic genius that had defined his career. But it was not enough. The coalition forces, led by the Duke of Wellington and Gebhard Leberecht von Blücher, prevailed. Napoleon was captured and exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, where he spent his remaining years, far from the fields of glory he once commanded. Waterloo marked the end of an era, but the legacy of Napoleon's military tactics continues to resonate. Even in defeat, Napoleon's brilliance as a military leader shines through, his strategies and principles still studied in military academies around the world. His final defeat, while a significant milestone, is but a chapter in the epic saga of Napoleon Bonaparte. His story continues to captivate us, reminding us of the complexities of power, ambition, and the indomitable human spirit. As we retrace the steps of Napoleon on the battlefield, let's summarize the key tactics that defined his military career. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man of strategic acumen, led his troops to a series of victories that shook the world. This wasn't by chance or pure brute force. No, it was a product of his innovative and often unorthodox tactics that capitalized on the element of surprise and the sheer determination of his men. Take for instance his first victory, where he demonstrated the power of mobility and swift action. He kept his enemies guessing, moving his troops quickly and striking when least expected. This wasn't just a battle won, it was a masterstroke that set the stage for his future strategies. Then came the double triumph, a testament to his leadership and ability to motivate his troops. With overwhelming odds against him, he inspired his men to stand their ground, fight back, and eventually secure a victory that seemed impossible. The audacity of his tactics and his unwavering belief in his men were instrumental in this victory. Then there was the bloody victory, a battle that tested the resilience of his men and the strategic brilliance of Napoleon. Despite the heavy losses, they pushed on, demonstrating a level of resilience that was nothing short of extraordinary. This battle underscored the importance of determination and the willingness to endure hardships in the pursuit of victory. And finally, the final defeat. Even in defeat, Napoleon's strategic brilliance was evident. He may have lost the battle, but his tactics, his leadership, and the indomitable spirit he instilled in his men left a lasting impact on military strategy and leadership. Napoleon Bonaparte was more than just a military leader. He was a symbol of resilience, determination, and strategic acumen. His battles were not just about winning or losing, they were about pushing the boundaries of what was possible, challenging the status quo, and redefining the art of war. Napoleon Bonaparte, a name that echoes through the annals of history, forever synonymous with military genius.